Chelsie Kryst situation this morning. Good morning, y'all. So this girl, Chelsie Kryst, jumped out of this building. She lived in Times Square, and she was 30 years old, the prime of her life, and she killed herself. Now I'm gonna tell you why all these, the age, where she lived, what she did, how all of that led to her demise. Now, her mother said that she battled with depression. I'm gonna tell you what the main problem is with a lot of these people. What's up, ultimate girlfriend? I'm gonna tell you what the problem is with most of these people is that they build their life on a lie. The life is built on a lie. And so what happens is, if you build your entire life on a lie, one speck of the truth, and I'm gonna get to that right there, one speck of the truth shatters your entire existence. Her mom said she battled with depression. I looked up, that girl ran track, went to college, she was accomplished, lawyer, all this stuff. She had the typical high achieving black society life. She had the fighting for social justice, lawyer, light skin. She had everything that's the typical, what you would call the black, to be black excellence. And in the end, she jumped off that building. Now I'm gonna say this. Most folks call this stuff mental illness, but to me, it's not really mental illness. It's that you live in a lie. And once you keep getting confronted with the truth, a lot of times folks hide behind success. Folks hide behind doing because their life is feeling empty. And really, if we get down to it, it's a lack of God. It's a void there they're trying to fill, and they can't feel it. But oftentimes, the void is really, they don't want to obey God. They don't want to submit to God. They know something's missing. They know something's calling them, but they don't want to do that because doing that takes them from the world. So most of these people, it ain't really mental illness. What they're struggling with is the truth. Okay, do I submit to God or do I do it the world's way? Now this girl had everything going for her. I mean, I'm talking about a very accomplished life. She just got done interviewing Denzel. She had just got done interviewing Denzel. So this girl was pretty accomplished and established. And what I'm telling y'all is, this young lady jumped out of the window or balcony or whatever in her hotel at I'm assuming these are apartments or condo high rises. But she jumped off of the building at 7:30 in the morning. I want you to think about that. That means she wanted people to see her on that ground. She wanted people to see her on that ground. Now, her mother said she suffered with lifelong depression. I'm going to say these people have a void, and we know what the void is. Most folks have this, though. Most folks really die unfulfilled. Most folks really die unaccomplished. Most folks really die with their purpose unfulfilled in God's world. Meaning that folks did a whole lot of stuff, but it didn't amount to anything, or it won't amount to anything in the hereafter. There's that scripture that says that God says, basically, I won't know you. I won't know you. And then you got to think about a person that has an entire life. Now, I went to her page. The first thing I see on her page is she got the BLM fists up. She got the she and her pronouns up. And then she got the lawyer up. And then she got God first. God will not be mocked. And I keep telling people that God will not be mocked. You not finna do all this and trying to hide behind God, because really you hiding behind God to seem like you're a good person. But you really don't believe in God, because think about it. How could you believe in God and then jump out of the building? How could you believe in God and then jump out of the building? It don't make any sense. So at the end of the day, she didn't believe in God. But why she put on her profile page? I'll tell you. Because it looks good. It sounds good. Why she put he and she, her and she as pronouns on her profile page? Because it looks good, because it sounds good. Why she got the BLM fist up there? Because it looks good and it sounds good. Why she become a lawyer? Because it looks good and it sounds good. I'm telling you, she had everything that a lot of our women in our community aspire to be. Light-skinned, accomplished, well-spoken, everything. She had a six-pack. She had everything that a lot of our women in our community aspire to have and be. She had it all. And that girl jumped out of the window at 7 in the morning. That girl jumped out of the window. Can y'all still hear me? Because somebody called me. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Do I have to restart this live? But yes, most folks are unhappy. Most folks are unhappy because what they're doing is appealing to the world. What she was doing, no, listen. Y'all missing my point. You don't aspire to be light-skinned. You don't. There are many women in our community that would trade being dark-skinned for light-skinned. There are many women in our community that have low self-esteem about being dark-skinned. This is not something I'm making up. This is actual factual information. Bleaching, people bleaching their skin is a real thing. People showing lighter filters is a real thing. I'm not making this up. I'm speaking generally, but it's something that exists in our community. We still talk about light skin, dark skin. We still talk about good hair, bad hair. So I'm just saying she's the epitome of what a lot of our women want to be. I'm not saying you want to be that. I'm not saying folks on this YouTube live want to be that. I'm saying she's what a lot of our women want to be and aspire to be. This is our community. Our community is very much so focused on color. We are very much so secretly wanting to be light-skinned, but publicly praising dark-skinned. I know my community. Secretly wanting the mixed hair, baby with the mixed hair. You don't want the all-black baby. I see this all the time. I talk to women all the time about this. But anyway, that's not my point. I'm speaking about what women aspire to be in a generality, meaning she had the life that a lot of our women would aspire to have. She had the black girl match, she had all that stuff. And she jumped off the building. She jumped out of the building. So what I'm saying is, we have a culture that's heavily built on what it looks like. It's built on idolatry, it's built on surface, it's built on everything that don't mean nothing. So I'm saying with this young lady, you go to her page, she checked all the boxes for the world. She checked all the boxes. And at the end of the day, this girl jumped out of the window. I said, was she struggling with depression, or did she see the truth? See, a lot of times, she was 30 years old. Think about this now. She's 30 at the prime of her life, and she's still not happy. What did she see? People say, oh, depression. Now, what did she see? A lot of folks see the truth and have an adverse reaction to the truth. It takes character to have a good reaction to the truth. You gotta have some character built up. Most folks don't have the character built up to accept the truth. We all assume that when people hear the truth, they're gonna act right. People see the truth, they're gonna act right. Nah, You gotta have character to see the truth and act right. You gotta have character to hear the truth and act right. You gotta have character for those things. Most folks don't have it. I believe she saw the truth and she was faced with a decision. Do I live my life through the truth, or do I end my life now? I believe she chose in my life, because to live her life through the truth would mean she had to abandon all that BLM stuff, all that black girl magic stuff, all that pronoun stuff, all that liberal ideology. She had to abandon all of that. And most folks don't want to do it. Especially in our community, our women have too much pride for that. Our women have too much pride for that. And so at the end of the day, I believe she said, I can't do it. I can't live my life the right way. And that's really what it boils down to. You can put God first on your profile, but you putting God first after the LGBTQ stuff. How you putting God first after the LGBTQP, don't forget X, Y, and P stuff? You putting God after the pronoun stuff. Come on. You putting God after the Black Lives Matter with the fist. Come on. What we talking about? No, man. That girl plunged to her death on purpose because she saw the truth. And I know what happens, because in our community, when a person is about the truth, most of the time, they don't really have anybody supporting it, because black culture puts a stranglehold on the truth. So you can't really be honest and forthright and forthcoming with people. You know what I mean? Yeah, when the biological women do that, what do you think about it? She's a woman. Why is she putting on there she and her? Because she wants to appeal to a certain group. Do you know how torturous it is for somebody to wake up every day living a lie? But most folks do it. But most folks don't do it, though, in the public eye. That's the difference. Most folks don't do it in the limelight. So most folks can manage in their everyday simple life. But she couldn't. I told you the girl she just got done interviewing Denzel Washington. She had just got done, so she's in the prime of her life at 30. Where's a man? Who is she dating? I'm telling you, man, when I saw that picture, former Miss USA. Think about that, y'all. She's former Miss USA in 2019. So that was very recent. Like, she's at the prime of her life, man. Accomplished, smart, all these attributes that anybody would want, honestly. There are many white girls that would trade places with her. There are many Latin women that would trade places with her. Many Asian women, like there are many women around the world that would trade places with this woman. Many women. I looked at some of her pictures. It looked like she had plastic surgery too. That's what it looked like. I looked at some of her pictures and it looked like she had plastic surgery. I'm just throwing it as a caveat to my point. But my point is, she was not happy. And why was she not happy? Everybody assumes it's mental illness. I don't believe it's mental illness. I believe these folks don't want to live a life of truth, because it means you have to abandon the world. And to me, that's what most folks don't want to do. They don't want to give up the world. She don't want to give up her blackness. And I'm telling you right now, blackness is going to kill a lot of people. Blackness is going to kill a lot of our people, because blackness and black culture and all that stuff is going to lead us right into the Antichrist, because black culture is built on idol worship. Black culture is built on idol worship. So it's going to literally drive us directly to the Antichrist. And it's going to be sad and tragic that many of the folks that you know are going to get the mark of the beast. I'm just telling you. So at the end of the day, yes, folks have mental illness. Yes, folks are suffering, but most folks are really suffering from a lack of character. That's why they're suffering. And this young lady, she jumped. Imagine the mindset you have to jump out of a skyscraper. Do you know what your body looks like on the ground at 7:30 in the morning when folks are going to work? Do you know that your body's going to traumatize people? That's what I'm telling y'all. Look at what and you know she was jabbed up. You know she had the jabberwocky. You know she would jabberwockied up and boosted. You know she did all that because you living a life pleasing people. What does it profit a woman to gain the world and lose her soul? This is a perfect example of that scripture. What does it profit a woman to gain the world and lose her soul? That girl jumped out of the building for everybody to see her body. Her mother has to identify the body. Her mother has to see that. So that means you about to torture everybody. Who was that one young lady that committed suicide? She was very popular on social media a couple of years ago, and she was like all about this black girl empowerment. Black girl, I don't remember her name, but she was all about black positivity and black women great and hear me roar and all this stuff. That girl killed herself. I said, y'all, that stuff is fake. I said, let me tell y'all something. To be black is to not be of God. So when you're black, your spirit is in constant turmoil. Your spirit is in constant agony because you're fighting, your flesh is fighting to be something that God didn't create you to be. Your flesh is fighting to be something that God didn't intend for you to be. So the problem is being black comes with a black culture. So they won't let you just be black. They won't let you just be black. And I also imagine a young lady, because she had the boosted and jabber walked up, that her not only her mental was even more distraught, but I believe her physical body felt a certain way. You know, people are honest. There's a lot of people that are suffering and struggling internally, physically. Their body feels bad, like they know something's wrong. They're not going to say anything because they want to save face. Folks would rather suffer in silence than be honest and tell the truth and get some help. I'm telling you what folks would do. So I know in her mind, she had a lot of stuff going on, and them walls was crashing and caving in because 2020 revealed the truth. So now, most people see the truth. Most folks see it because 2020 meant perfect vision. All these numbers, all this stuff means stuff. The year 2020 meant perfect vision. The vision was made plain. They even say that hindsight's 2020. So in 2020, we saw a clear picture of what everybody saw the clear picture. Not just you, not just me, not just you. Everybody saw it. It wasn't about discernment and all that deep stuff. No, everybody saw it because that was the time. God gave us grace before all this stuff. So God said, listen, I'm going to reveal the truth. I'm going to take a lid off the pot and let y'all look in there. And then now you see what's going on. Now you have a chance to do what's right. So most folks that are here right now today are not operating off of grace. They're not operating off of grace because God already gave you grace by showing you the truth. So most of these folks you'll see are going to perish quickly and severely and tragically because they saw the truth. So she saw the truth after she became Miss USA. And it took just 3 years, we'll say 2 years, for her to take her life. You got to think, after 2020, she saw the truth. So that's 2021, and we're just into 2022, and she kills herself. So that means she only really had a year of living like this. So that means this whole past year, she was under severe and intense torture. Psychologically, spiritually, everything. After 1 year, she took her life. That lets you know how much folks are really suffering, and they're not telling you. They're not telling anybody because they want to save face. So you go to her profile page, and it tells me everything. She was the epitome of what a lot of our women aspire to be. Now, some want to be like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, but she's on the flip side of that coin. She's the educated, sophisticated version of that. So she's the flip side. And all I'm saying is that girl jumped out of that window for the world to see. For the world to see. She didn't swallow some pills. She didn't blow her brain out. She jumped out of off that building for the world to see. She lived in a 60-story building in Times Square in New York. She lives in Times Square. That means she wanted everybody to see her while they were going to work. You know how Do you know how crazy that is? Do you know how crazy that is? That ain't, y'all say mental illness. No, that's not mental illness. That's calculated. That's calculated. It's tragic. These folks running around here thinking that this world is going to make them happy, and it's not. And then when you realize it's all a lie, how do you handle it? Most folks turn coward. When most folks realize it's all a lie, most folks turn coward and just continue living the lie, or they do what she did, and that's take their life. Because I'm telling you what she saw. She saw a choice. She said, I can live how I'm supposed to live and abandon everything, or I can take my life and save face and then torture folks in the process. Who was that one girl? She was on Ally McBeal. She played on Jason's Lyric. She was in Love Jones. She was Nia Long's best friend in Love Jones. In Jason Lyric, she was Jada Pinkett's best friend, or the character of Lyric's best friend. Anyway, she was in the prime of her life, had her career going great. She was cute too, kind of plus size, thick, whatever. But she was cute, but she had everything going for her life. And one day, she decided to smoke some weed that was laced with some acid. She decided to, smoke a blunt that was laced with some acid, and she never recovered. Her mind was gone because she smoked that blunt trying to be down. She smoked that blunt laced with acid trying to be cool, trying to be down, and it triggered something in her, and she spiraled out of control. Now she can't even be self-sufficient no more. She can't work for us. Like, she literally, her whole life, that thing ruined her entire career, and she even said it. Smoking that blunt changed everything. And guess what? When I was watching the story, before they even got to the blunt dip with acid thing, I said to myself, I said, she did something. I said she did, and guess what she did? She opened Pandora's box. You see, a lot of us have stuff inside of us. A lot of us have stuff inside of us that gets kept away because we live in a pretty much decent life. So a lot of us, have that. But sometimes, you can unlock, these things. We can unlock them. I got somebody right here. I guess their car is stopped right here. We don't know what's going on. Yeah, you gotta ask to get over though. You can't just you gotta ask to get over. She just in the car with the mask on, jabbed up, mind gone. You just gonna pull over. I'm telling you. Anyway, so a lot of people, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, my whole point is a lot of folks gonna suffer in silence. And this young lady took her life, to me, because she was confronted with the truth. And I believe that most folks you see today see the truth. That's why you're seeing so many adverse reactions. That's why you're seeing so many drastic decisions being made. People are look at these folks just walking around outside with a mask on. Because I'm telling you, folks saw the truth in 2020, and it made most people afraid. Most folks got afraid when they saw the truth. I said before, you got to have character to see the truth and respond to it well. Because the truth convicts. The lies entertain, but the truth convicts. So this young lady, like many other people, saw the truth. I saw the truth in 2020. I saw it. And it made me, listen, when I saw the truth in 2020, it made me change my life. It made me say to myself, I got to live for the Most High. I'm honest. Like, it made me say to myself, I can't keep playing no games. That's what it made me say. Like, it literally, when I saw the truth, it made me say, I don't have any more time to play games in this world. That's what it made me do when I saw the truth. And I'm not saying I didn't see the truth before. I'm saying I didn't see the truth like I saw in 2020. When I saw the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. You know, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. But I say all that to say that during this time right now, we don't really have the luxury of living how we lived before because there's too much stuff at stake. It's too much. It's too. There isn't the covering is not the same right now. If you don't believe, if you're not following God, and you ain't, it's gonna cost you quick. I'm telling you, it's gonna cost you quickly. There are so many people dying from their decision involving this snake bite. There are so many, and I hope y'all still here because I don't see any comments. Hope y'all still here. But there are so many people that are perishing from getting that snake bite. You know, most folks are unhealthy, especially in our community. Most folks unhealthy. So us getting this snake bite, we don't even know the adverse effects of getting this stuff when you're on drugs, or getting this stuff and doing drugs, or getting this stuff when you're depressed, or taking this stuff when you have something wrong with you. We don't even know what are the studies on people that smoke and drink heavily getting this stuff. We don't even ask the questions. We just getting this stuff. We don't know what this stuff is doing. Can y'all still hear me? I hope y'all can still hear me. I'm not talking in vain, or at least hope this saves. But I hope it is. I hope I can see y'all. Hope y'all still on here. I don't know. But anyway, I say all that to say that this young lady, to me, she jumped. And to me, she jumped to escape the truth. It's tragic. It's sad. Because I know within these past 3 years, she had many of opportunities to change her life. She had many opportunities to change her outlook. But she chose, I dare say, the cowardly way out. Because it is cowardly to kill yourself. Because when you kill yourself, you know that you're going to be hurting other people. You know that. So it is a selfish and cowardly act. And she leave a note talking about, I'm leaving everything to my mother. I'm like, that's a slap in the face. That's a slap in the face. Can y'all still hear me? Are y'all still on here? Can y'all let me know? Give me a thumbs up. I don't think y'all still on here now. No,